Nothing can bring down a hot temperature body into cold temperature rather than a cold watermelon slice. Am I right? Well, hello everyone, my name is A.B.W.L here and welcome back to the channel for yet another video on the channel. On today's video we're going to make a melon slash pumpkin farm. Doesn't matter which one you want, it depends on you. You can make them separate or you can just mix them up like this one that I've done. But both of them are the same thing. You just swap the seeds, like the pumpkin seeds and the melon seeds, or you can just make another one right next to it and use the same mechanics. But yeah, without any further ado, let's just jump into the video. The materials you need for this farm are inside this chest. You need 2 chests, depending on you. Again, if you want to extend your storage, you can just increase this by 2 and then increase the hopper by 1 as well. You need 2 chests for making a double chest, 1 hopper, 1 minecart with a hopper, 3 powered rails, 22 rails, 3 levers, 15 pistons, 15 observers, 15 redstone dust, and then bone meal and the seeds of your choice, either it's pumpkin or melon. You need about a stack and 2 blocks of solid blocks, doesn't matter what block it is, for example cobblestone or wood planks. And then you need 2 buckets of water buckets. You need 6 oak stairs because you want to waterlog the stairs so that the plants will get watered. And then the reason I put note block is that you can also swap the note blocks with 15 of the blocks that are going to be on the top. So this is the finished model. There's like a little platform below it that it doesn't really matter. The reason is because you need the levers below the powered rail so you can power them without any hardship. You can also place a redstone torch or a redstone block, but I think lever is the cheapest way to power the powered rails, and I would really recommend it because I don't want you to waste a redstone torch for that. I mean, you can be fancy and use a redstone torch as well. All that matters is to power up these 3 powered rails, that is powering this little hopper with minecart that goes back and forth. Remember to place these 2 blocks at both end and the start of the rails so that the minecart with the hopper will just bump itself into the block and then goes back. Then remember that these 2 powered rails need to be on the either side, and then there should be 1 in the middle so it will power it so it won't stop. As you can see, like decrease its speed at some point, but then it increases when it reaches that little powered rail in the middle. Then as you can see, this is the collection system. It's not really that like really efficient, as it only transports 1 item each time the minecart goes over, so it might be already full. Yeah, you can see like it's full, but like each time it just moves 1 item. This is kind of a problem. You can look up like hopper minecart unloaders so that you would build something like that, and like in one of the ends that it empties the minecart with a hopper faster. But at this point I just use this. I know it's a problem. I don't really have any idea how to fix this one, but this should be enough, honestly. Like even if you had had the access to open up the minecart with hopper and just manually take out the items you wanted, you can just do so, but it doesn't really matter. I think actually, yeah, this is filled up. That's why it's not really moving any items, I believe. Let me see a hopper as well. Yeah, it's kind of filled up, so it's not really the big deal of like each time it passes it just transports 1 item, because it's not going to be giving you a lot of pumpkin and like melon, but over time it will give you a lot. It's kind of efficient, but honestly it's kind of slow as well in terms of like transporting the items into the chest. So every now and often make sure to empty that minecart with the hopper manually if you want it. Otherwise just let it pass on and on until it empties itself at some point. This is where all the seeds are located at, and this is the water system for all these plants. I placed 2 sets of like stairs because there's like a 4 block gap between the 2 staircases, so I didn't want plants to go out of like water. So So I made sure to be a safe spot and placed down 2 sets of staircases in both sides. And then I covered it with glass because I wanted to like look at the seeds as they grow and then gets harvested. And what happens is that the observer is watching each seed, and then once the like this little seed of pumpkin or melon decides to plant a pumpkin or melon on this block, it gives out a signal to the observer. The observer gives out the signal to this redstone dust, and then it goes to this block. This doesn't matter if it's a solid block or it's the lamp, it doesn't really matter. As long as it's just like a block there, it will give out the block update into this block, meaning that this piston gets updated as well. You can place target blocks as well, but normal blocks and note blocks, lamp blocks, anyway, anything you want, you can place them. You can place solid blocks as well, but it doesn't really matter as long as it's in this shape where there is a block in between each piston and there's a redstone dust on top of each observer, which the observers are watching the seeds. That should do the job for you and should harvest all the pumpkin and melon for you without the need of you harvesting it yourself. But yeah, this is the finished model and we're going to build it step by step. As you can see, just activated and broke that melon. We're also gonna make this step by step, so make sure to tune into this video and don't miss out any details. Just like any other classic farm, the first thing we need to worry about is the collection system. Place down 2 chests like this, connect up a hopper to it. You can also place another hopper like right next to it. It will increase the speed actually. You can place down another hopper right next to it where the rail is going to curve on top of these 2 hoppers, so that it will move out 2 blocks at each time it rotates around. After that, you need to build up your little space. I would recommend with a 6x6. So now it should be, yep, it's 6x6. Then we need to place down rails, 1 here, and 1 at the end, and then 1 in the middle. This should be good. Then we need to break this block, then break the block below it, and go down a block here as well. Place the block here, place down the lever here, flick it, place all the blocks that we broke, and then place down the powered rail. See, it's now powered and it's really cheaper than just placing down a torch. That's the base rails we need. Then you need to connect up all the rails in this pattern where they go around. If this happens, just break this one and then place this and then do this one, so that if you like place down this one, the rail won't get confused where to go. And this one happened as well, so break that one temporarily as well. Go in the curve, then come here, place that one, then crouch down for the hoppers because you're not going to be able to place down a rail without crouching down. Then place these. Oh, I think we went wrong, so this one is wrong. We need to go down here and then place the powered rail there, and then come down here, break that lever, flick it, then come up again, and this should be done. And then you need to place down a block at the start and at the end of it, so that the hopper will bump into these blocks and it will go back. So if I place a minecart with a hopper, as you can see, it starts moving around. I do kind of feel like this is a 5x5. It is a 5x5. I did make a mistake. Oh. Well, never mind. It doesn't really matter. Again, it depends on you. If you want to build it bigger or smaller, the same thing happens. The same mechanics happens, and like the only thing that is making a difference is probably the notice of staircases. Make sure that the 4 blocks distance between the water source and the plants are exact. Otherwise, some of the plants will actually dry out and will break. Now here comes the real challenge, the planting area. You need to place down a dirt block. I have grass now, so that will do it for now, but the main point is to cover up this entire area with dirt or grass. Any type of dirt will do it, because you want to turn specific blocks into farmland. Oh, I didn't mean to break that. It's fine, it's fine. But yeah, you will cover up the whole area above it to make a dirt platform, and then place down your stairs 2 blocks distance here, and here should do it. Then this one, then you can make a infinite water source for yourself. You can just dig out 2 blocks, then place down a water bucket there, place down another there, and then you will have an infinite water source, so you can easily water these stairs without the need of going back and forth for a sea or a lake nearby. And then another one here, and then another one here. Then water these as well. Then this should be the farmland of ours. But before we proceed, we need to say which blocks we want to farm first. So like we go in this pattern where there is 1 block space between each of these blocks, so that the crops can grow their pumpkin or melon on top of. And then after this is done, we need to place down the pistons, because placing down the pistons is kind of challenging, because you need to face down and then place them so that they're facing towards the block, not there exactly. We need a 1 space between that. Place another block, break this one, then look down and then place it. The piston must be facing towards the block that is spaced, and the observers are going to be watching the farmlands. So make sure the pistons are facing downwards. And this is where it gets interesting. If you stand here, you can't place a piston because you're literally standing in front of the piston. And if you like try to do this, I don't think it works. Like, let me see. If you try to do this, and then yeah, you can see that it faces this way. It's kind of hard, so I would recommend you, before you plant anything, you need to break blocks, then come down and place them like this, and then you can break all these. Doesn't really matter as long as you can manage to place down all your pistons. So you can also not just farm any of these. You can just place the pistons first and then go for planting the crops and the rest of the story. So let's place there. After you're done placing all the pistons, you can now replace all the dirt you broke to be able to place down all the pistons in the right form. Now you can use your hoe to farm all the lands you originally placed. Not that one, sorry. And after that, you can place all your pumpkin seeds or melon seeds on all of these blocks. If you want to increase the speed of the growth of these plants, you can use bone meals on them so that they will grow faster. You can obtain bone meal from getting bones from skeletons, or you can obtain them by other methods like planting a lot of crops inside of a composter, so it will give you bone meal. After that, you need to place observers facing towards the plants. All you need to do is to face down the plants and then place your observers. After you're done creating this little platform, concluding the pistons and the observers, you need to place down a solid block on top of each piston so that it will cover up each piston. It doesn't matter what solid block it is, if it's a wooden plank or a solid block like smooth stone or cobblestone, as long as it's a solid block, or even a note block so it will make some noise whenever the farm gets activated. And after that, you need to place down redstone dust on top of each observer, just like so. And then check if all the observers are connected, and they are. So now if we, yeah, it's already, as you can see, it's already harvesting the pumpkin. After that, you need to cover up the surrounding areas of these plants so any plants that gets broken will not fall out. You can also cover this with glass if you want to, so you can see your plants as well. And there you have it. Your farm is finished, and this is completely pumpkin farm. If you want to make it a melon farm, you have to do the same things. However, you switch the pumpkin seeds with melon seeds, and you plant the melon seeds inside these farmland areas. And there's all there is to it, and there's nothing else that you need to know about. You can cover up this entire area, it doesn't really matter, but just be aware that you must not break these redstone dust. You can cover it up by placing blocks around it, doesn't really matter, but otherwise everything else should be fine. Also, make sure to place some glass in front of here if your mine covered hopper happens to be like despawning or something, because it kind of happened to me where my mine covered hopper was just disappearing suddenly. So every now and often, make sure that your mine covered hopper is moving and is collecting all the items. I hope you enjoyed this little farm tutorial, and I'll see you in the next one. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment down below what other farms you might want me to build or anything else, and I'll catch you in the next one. Goodbye.